Hey everybody, it's me, Angela Walters. Welcome to this week's live chat. If you're wondering why it's on Friday, it's normally on Thursday. We had a little bit of a snow day yesterday. So typical for Missouri. We wake up, school's canceled, shut everything down. By mid-afternoon, it's very nice. So I'm like, well, shoot, we could have just not canceled it. But anyway, school's out. We rescheduled to today. So thank you for being flexible, hanging out with me on a Friday. Does anybody have any big plans this weekend? Anybody? I know Jessica does. Just come to my house. We're going to watch Chiefs win the Super Bowl. It's going to be fun. But super excited. I don't have a whole lot to go over today. I thought I would share some sneak peeks in this live chat, tell you about upcoming things, which I think you're going to be super excited about. And then, of course, talk about the quilt behind me. I will tell you, I have never been so on top of things as I am right now. So super excited to share some of those sneak peeks with you. And then Jessica's here, as always, in her Chiefs shirts, of course, and she'll be monitoring and answering your questions. So if you're watching live, go ahead and type them out, and she'll give them to me at the end, especially since I don't have a whole lot to show. It can be like another Ask Me Anything type of thing. Hopefully next week I can show you Tula Pink's quilt. I took video of me quilting it. So fun, so pretty, lots of fun. But I thought this time I'll show you what's coming up and then kind of show you a new kit option that we have. Now, for those of you that love football, right, we know it's a big game, the big Super Bowl game on Sunday. And whether you're not, whether you're cheering for the team in there or not, it's always a fun time to get together with other people. And I take my Super Bowl decorating seriously. I almost took down my decor to bring in to show you. I've got pennants, Chiefs pennants out, and then I've got some friend made a little gnome quilt with me and Jeremy in Chiefs gear, so it's kind of fun. But I thought, you know what, we have so many cute kits at the shop that I never really get a chance to show, and I thought this one is so fitting for right now. So this quilt behind me is actually a kit. It's the Touchdown quilt, made in the best colors, of course. Of course, if you don't love those colors, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you can make it in other colors. So I was going to just show you the Touchdown. Of course, if it was in Kansas City, it would be Touchdown, Kansas City. But this is a cute pattern by Allison Harris from Cluck Cluck Sew. You can tell she's a Seattle fan. I won't hold that against her, but really cute. So we thought, why not celebrate, football season with a cute football quilt? And then you can get the kit if you're into the red and gold. Why wouldn't you be? The link is on the description box below. Of course, you can do the pattern if you want to come up with your own colors. But look at those pretty fabrics. You might be surprised to hear this about me. I am not great about picking out fabric colors. I'm good for about 3. If I need to make a quilt with 3 colors, I'm your person. But if it needs to have more than that, that's just too many. So I'm super proud of what they put together. Isn't that cute? Now here's the thing. You might be thinking, I don't have time to make that before the Super Bowl. Well, that's true. That is coming up pretty quick. But graduation is coming up. School colors, how fun would that be? I was also thinking if you were into you had a band member, you can quilt out the lyrics, the fight song and stuff. It'd be kind of fun. So anyway, kit's available on the website. It's $74.99. So cute and fun, and just nice to cuddle up underneath when you're stressed out watching the big game. I don't know if everybody out there is a big football fan, but that's definitely our sport of choice at our house. So anyway, Touchdown quilt pattern and quilt kit. You can check that out. Besides that, though, I have been busy, and you'll be super proud. We just wrapped up today, an hour ago, Jessica, filming Midnight Quilter episodes. You're like, wow, it's been a minute. It's been over a year. Wow, where did the time go? But that's something I love doing ever since the Midnight Quilt show was canceled by Craftsy. I love doing it here in-house. I can, film and then go home. It's really fun. But anyway, I want to show you a sneak peek of one of the episodes. I am super excited about this one. Check that out. It's a Bargello quilt made out of the Crystals fabric collection. If you remember from the last Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along, we had the mandala panel, and this was the coordinating prints that went with it. And I thought, how cool to do a Bargello quilt. So this episode will be coming out in March. In fact, the newest episode of Midnight Quilter will be March 7th. So excited. And then we'll have a few of those out in March. And then at the end of March, this is going to blow your socks off. The end of March, I'll be ready to announce the next Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along. Putting those video series together and designing all this stuff usually takes quite a while. It does take quite a while, but I've been really intentional about trying to not, wait a year in between. And I got the test prints. I'm not going to show you the panel yet because I don't want to ruin all the surprises, but I'm going to show you the colors in the coordinating prints. So this is kind of the colors that we'll see in the next challenge, a little bit different for me. Although now that I look at it, it is Seahawks colors, isn't it? Maybe I'm more like Allison Harris from Cluck Cluck Sew than I thought. Interesting. And then a nice floral print. again, a little bit different, but I think it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about borders and backgrounds, and those will be the prints in that. So you'll find out all the juicy details the end of March. Of course, I'll probably share more sneak peeks as we work our way through. So again, I know it's been kind of quiet since we wrapped up the last Free Motion Challenge, that video series where we worked through a project together. But I've been busy putting together lots of fun stuff for future episodes. So again, Midnight Quilter starting in March, and then we have the next challenge won't actually start until the end of April, beginning of May, but we'll announce it at the end of March. So March is just a big month around here. It's kind of March Madness, but not basketball-wise. Very, very fun. Again, that's about all I had to share. Last time we did a Ask Me Anything, and so if you have any questions, if you're watching live right now, go ahead and type them out. Jessica is writing as fast as she can, and I might just have her read them out to me if she wants to. Like I said, we're in the middle of we're just wrapped up that video series, but again, we'll be seeing that again very soon. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll just be during the live chat, we'll just be hitting a couple topics all about quilting, but maybe some piecing, maybe, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. But definitely fun. Thank you for joining me. I can't tell you how much fun it is. All right, shoot them off there, Jex.
2 questions.
Okay.
Do you know if you'll have long arm classes next year?
Okay, one question was, will I have long arm classes next year? Great question. So we have the Handy Quilter truck coming in June, having a big hands-on long arm class event. I'm going to be very busy, but I'm so excited. Teaching hands-on long arm is my favorite. It is working out because the Kansas City Regional Quilt Festival is the next weekend. So like if you want a good couple weeks of quilting, you can come down for the quilt walk, stay for the long arm classes, and go to the regional quilt show. Next year, I want to have the truck. I will say we're going to have the truck, but I don't have those dates yet. So we're kind of on course. We want to have one big Handy Quilter long arm event every year. So if you can't make it to this year, totally understand. Real life gets in the way. Definitely next year. I just don't have those dates yet. Good question. Another one?
I have a low shank machine, but bought a shorty ruler. Will I be able to use it?
I have a low shank machine, but I bought a shorty ruler. Will I be able to use it? Good question. And I know this is one of the most confusing things when it comes to shank size on your sewing machines. Yes, you can use a shorty ruler, although you might not be able to use it from all the sides. The way the foot attaches to the shank, where that attaches means it's either high or low, and that depends on whether you have the clearance to get the machine under or get the ruler up under that area. However, even if you can't get it, there's other sides of the foot that you can work on. So you might have to work from the front and the right side as opposed to the left side. It just depends on your machine. I wish there was a standard height across the industry. Wouldn't that be so nice and easy? But, you know, can't be easy, can it? So only 2 questions?
I've got one more.
Oh, she got one more?
Diane says, love the crystal fabric color palette. Did you say if it's available yet?
Love the crystal fabric palette. So that was the fabric here. Look at that, rainbow colors. Yes, so this collection is available. It's online. There's actually 12 different colors in it, but we only used 8, I think, for the quilt because, you know, we didn't quite have enough room for 12. So yes, there's a rainbow of colors. Oh my, somebody says go Eagles. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Just caught that and it caught me off guard. It's fine. You know, I like the Eagles. I cheered for the, sorry, I'm getting way off topic. I totally cheered for the Eagles anytime they're in the Super Bowl and we're not in there. I'm not like, you know, against them or anything. I just want the Chiefs to go. Anyway, yes, Crystals is available on the website in arrangement and colors, and you can get a fat quarter bundle too if you want that rainbow goodness. Quiltingismytherapy.com is where you will find that for sure. Good. Keep those questions coming in because basically it's just to ask me anything kind of day.
Can you recommend your top favorite home machine for free motion quilting?
Can I recommend my top favorite home sewing machine for free motion quilting? All right, so ultimately, the more throat space that you can get, the better. If you're going to use your machine just for machine quilting, that's a totally different thing than if you do garment sewing or anything like that. And you all have to know, this is just my opinion, right? Like I don't know enough about the different brands, so I'm not going to even speak about brands. I think you try them out and you find one that you like the feel of it, and I think you buy the biggest throat space that you can afford. If you can't, that doesn't mean that you can't machine quilt. Like that's the number one thing I know in classes. People are like, oh, I just have this small machine. You can definitely quilt on that. I feel like most people don't use the machine they have to its full capability. So you can. So don't think like, oh, great, I don't have that. But really, it just depends on the features that you want. So look for something with a nice, large throat space if quilting is what you would like to do.
Do you notice that you have shredding thread when doing feathers?
Do I notice if I have shredding thread when I'm quilting with feathers? Not necessarily. So when you're quilting or learning a new design, especially in machine quilting, and you're moving, sometimes you'll see that shredding kind of happen. I would be interested to know, is it happening all the time or only in certain places? The reason I ask is if somebody is newer to machine quilting and they're trying to quilt a pointy leaf, right? And so they're going up into the point and it always shreds at the point. It's probably something to do with the movement of the fabric. It's probably something to do with hesitating too long in that moment or moving too fast or whatever. But if it's doing it all the time or in random places, then it could be a needle issue. So you want to make sure that your needle is the right size for your thread. So should you determine like, yeah, it's always happening, it's not my quilting, then look at your thread and maybe move up in the size of needle. Usually shredding happens when there's friction at the eye. And that thread is going through that eye of the needle, it's going through the layers of the quilt, and you're moving the fabric. I mean, we are asking a lot of our thread and our needle in that moment. So make sure that the needle is the right size. And also make sure you're using high quality thread. This is something, if you watch any of my live chats, man, you know I talk about this all the time, but you can save money in different areas of quilting. Don't do it with the thread, especially for machine quilting. The good thing is Glide, and it's not expensive, so that's good. But using a thread that is a high quality machine quilting thread, man, it'll just save you a lot of heartache. So if you look at your thread, no matter what, you can't figure it out, but you realize you're using maybe some cheaper cotton, that would definitely could lead to that too. So it's a good question, but hard to answer, definitely. But hopefully a few of those things will help you figure it out.
Will the Midnight Quilter videos be listed on your website?
Good question. Will the Midnight Quilter videos be listed on my website? There's one thing I'm not good at is like details. And Jessica laughs because she knows that's true. I'm a big picture kind of person, right? So new episodes out, yes. So the Midnight Quilter, and I should have said what that even is. The Midnight Quilter is more of a piecing tutorial, but it's meant to be fun and lighthearted. It's meant to show you like, look, we're just having fun with this. It's a lot of fun, and we're gonna drink our piecing potion and eat our quilting snacks and make this quilt together. They will be on my website, so quiltingismytherapy.com, but it'll also be on my YouTube channel. So when that first one comes out, if you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification and you'll get to see that. It's meant to complement the challenges. So the Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along, which is that video series where we're quilting together, that's focused on machine quilting. This is kind of focused on everything else in the quilting world. So we're going to see a Bargello quilt. We're going to see a pillow panel quilt, bouquet. If you remember way back for Flora and Foliage, it's a pattern I designed for that. And then we're going to see Tulip Pink's True Colors in a True Blooms quilt. So a little bit of range of things, but I'm kind of excited about the Bargello. That's my favorite. Don't tell the other quilts that because you're not supposed to have favorites, but that one's going to be my favorite for sure. For sure. Good question.
I have a question about Build-A-Quilt.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to email someone. They don't know the email address.
Got it. Okay. Question about Build-A-Quilt, our block of the month. Somebody's like, I need the email address. How do I do that? You can always go to quiltingismytherapy.com and hit the contact us and if you send an email to customer service, Jessica will answer that and she'll forward you where you need to go. However, if you want to get right to Joni, and those of you that are not Build-A-Quilt are like, what are you even talking about? Joni is our Build-A-Quilt foreman for women. And it's QIMT, like Quilting is my therapy, BAQ, like Build-A-Quilt @gmail.com. So I know it's a lot to remember, but you can always go contact us on the website and we'll get it to Joni for sure. Good question. And we're having fun with Build-A-Quilt. So we're into block 5, block 4. So yeah, that's a lot of time. Any other questions? I know it was kind of threw you all on the spot, like, hey, ask some questions, and Jessica's got to go kick the spammers off too. And hey, I know like we're kind of just keeping it casual during this live chat. Normally, for those of you that are newer, whether you're watching this live or later on, newer to my live chats, I usually talk about something. There's usually a teachable moment. Just, today there's not, so.
Do Handy Quilter machines need a brand-specific needle?
Do Handy Quilter long arms need a brand-specific needle? The true answer to that would be no. You can probably use other needles with your long arm. However, if you have a long arm, I would say use the needles that your manufacturer suggests. Again, if you think about the process, quilting really fast, going through that fabric, moving the machine, it's going to be better to use the Handy Quilter brand. I know like for us as Handy Quilter dealers, we're so passionate about that we give all our owners 20% off any Handy Quilter stuff because we really just want you to use the things that come with it. But I think you probably could find a different brand, and I think it probably could work. But I think the better thing would be to use the needles that your manufacturer recommends. How was that? Was that kind of mitigating my answer, trying to make it sound like, you could do it, but All right.
If I quilt on a Bernina Q20,
Mhm.
will Handy Quilter workshop work for me?
If I quilt on a Bernina Q20, will the Handy Quilter long arm classes work for you? And I'm guessing either at our shop or wherever. Absolutely. If you think about quilting on any machine, whether it's a long arm or a sit down machine, it's all getting the job done, right? It's all like driving a car. So when you switch to different machines, it's just like driving somebody else's car. So if you go to a Handy Quilter class, it doesn't matter that the long arm isn't the same because we're not learning about the long arms. We're learning more how to move it and create the designs. Now, I will say, let's say you go on vacation, you rent a car or you use somebody else's car and then you come home and your car feels a little weird for a while. I mean, it applies really easily. So don't feel like, oh, I can't because I don't have that specific machine. I'll be teaching on the Handy Quilter Amaras, and I have an Avante. I don't even have the machine that we're teaching on. So no, you definitely don't have to have the same machine, and you definitely don't even have to have long arm experience. So I know some of you are like, what are we even talking about? In June, we're going to have some hands-on long arm classes, and so I know not everybody can make it through Kansas City. But if you're going to come see Jenny, she's only 45 minutes from us, and we're only 20 minutes from the airport. And hey, guess what? The end of this month, we're getting our new airport open, so we're moving up in the world. Nice, fancy airport. Make it a little bit easier to get in and out of.
How do I sign up for the Midnight Quilter? So I don't know if it's...
Okay, how do I sign up for the Midnight Quilter? How do I see when these episodes come out, right? Like, because it's been a while, right? We're excited to see those. Again, what happens, I release them on YouTube, probably around the afternoon. Even though I'm quilting at night, I won't make you stay up till late to watch it. And then I'll put it on the website. So looking for that notification, but March 7th around 1-ish Central Time will help you out. But if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you sign up for our emails, I send that out too, like, hey, check this out. So, yep, hopefully that helps. Clear as mud, maybe?
What size needle do you use with glide? It doesn't say for domestic or...
What size needle do we use with glide? So talking about the needles, I don't have the one I need. So it depends. So glide is a 40 weight poly thread, right? So it's polyester. That doesn't really change the size needle. It's the weight of the thread that determines that. However, there's no standard weight definition for threads across the industry. Isn't that great? It's like, so a 40 weight cotton might be thicker than a 40 weight poly because the cotton might have more plies to it. I should tell you, I'm a nerd when it comes to thread needles. You know what? Next week's live chat, if I can't do Tula Pink, we'll do thread needles and tension. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. Anyway, on the long arm, on the Handy Quilter, 16 to 18. Now, if you get a pack of needles, there's so many different numbers on there, so they're all mean the same thing. It's just for different industries or whatever. But why 16 and 18? Well, because again, there's no standard definition. 16 is usually pretty good for you, but if you start getting shredding thread, you can go to 18. On a sewing machine, a 90 or an 80 will work. And if you're like, I don't even know those numbers are weird, and I might have them wrong, honestly, because numbers are not my thing, along with details. Anyway, the needle manufacturer will have that information either directly on the package or on the website. So like if you go to superiorthreads.com, it'll tell you exactly what size needles work with that. Hopefully that helps. I was gonna try to see, this is an 80-12, and that works too. So hopefully that helps. I did see, I'm gonna interrupt, what's the name of our closest airport? Was I gonna ask? Kansas City International, so KCI, and it is literally like 20 minutes from the shop, which is located in downtown Liberty, just outside of Kansas City. And then you can hop on the highway, head north, and go see Jenny about 45 minutes away. But there isn't much in Hamilton besides Missouri Star, so you probably should come get lunch in Liberty, come visit the shop, and then go up there.
A few years ago, you did some just free motion quilting videos.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever considered doing those again?
Okay. A few years ago, I released just for fun, just quilting. And have I considered doing that again? Honestly, I kind of forgot about that. There is nothing like so fun as to watch quilting happen. I know like in the shop when we first got our Pro Stitcher and we quilt for customers, we'd like sit there and watch it quilt. Like it was so mesmerizing. And sometimes it's nice just to see how a design flows, especially in a video like a tutorial or a challenge. I'm kind of cutting through it pretty quick. No, I haven't thought about that, but I could totally do it, and I will definitely do that. Whether you like to just watch it for see how it goes or have fun with it.
Mary wants to know what time is the Super Bowl party?
Mary, what time's the Super Bowl party? It starts all day, all day long. No, I don't know. What time is it? Jessica normally comes over at 5:30, so it'll have to be earlier than that. So, it's very stressful. So it's not going to be a party. It's just going to be us because like we got to focus on the game. We can't like have a lot of other stuff going on. So you could come, but don't talk during the plays. Only during the commercial breaks. Okay. Are there hotels in our area? Yes. So, sorry, I can kind of see. It's just easier to jump on there. There is. So if you get on there, I mean, you can. Here's what's great about Liberty, and this is way off topic. I'm sorry, guys, but that's what I do. Liberty is a suburb of Kansas City. It's a huge suburb. Huge for us, especially because the town I live in has 8,000. But it's a big suburb. But the shop is located in historic downtown. So when you're at the shop, it feels like you're in a cute little town. But you go a mile up the road, there's all sorts of hotels, there's all sorts of Airbnbs around here, and we're really close to William Jewell College, so there's a lot of Airbnbs very downtown, like close to our shop. And so just look up Liberty. It's not big geographically, so wherever you stay in Liberty, you'll be close enough to come to the shop. So I've been trying to work on Jeremy and to buy a building so we can have a retreat center, and he just keeps saying no, but eventually we'll wear him down. So. Mary will bring the booze. I love it. And then Mary P said, I need to find a place to stay with my dogs so he can visit you. I know some Airbnbs will let you do that. There's some bed and breakfasts around here. Like you can have some fun. And we have talked about compiling lists of that, and we should probably do that sometime. But anyway, great questions. And if you're watching later on and you're like, oh, I didn't catch it live, you can leave your questions in the comment section. I get on there from time to time and answer them. Or you can always join us for the live chat, which is usually on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central right here on our YouTube channel. It's a great way to ask questions. I can answer them live and just kind of connect and have fun and be silly about it with the Chiefs fans. Sure wish that Patrick needed a Chiefs quilt because I would totally make Mahomes a Chiefs quilt. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. If this is your first live chat watching, it's not normally like this. We normally do talk about quilting stuff. This was a little bit of a mixed bag, but hopefully you'll join us again. And until then, everybody, until next week, stay safe, have a happy weekend. And depending on how Sunday goes, I may be smiling on Thursday or I might be not smiling. We'll see. But anyway, everybody, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you next week. Bye.